Good evening. This is Patrice Jones. Well, my name is Patrice Jones, not this is. But in this video, I will be demonstrating my personal finance tracker web application. This project was built using Python, Flash, SQL Alchemy, and SQLit, along with Matplotlib for data visualization. The goal basically is just to allow users to securely register, log in, track their income and expenses with helpful charts. Okay, we're gonna first look at this, which is my HLDD doc. Well, D stands for doc. But basically, some of the features that we're gonna have is the add, edit, delete transaction, view balance, recent transactions, the charts, the income versus expenses, and as well as the authorization to allow you to log in or register. Some of the major tasks is just to set up the repo, implement authorization, which is the login and registration, build transaction input form for that, edit, delete, display balance and recent transactions, generate charts for income versus expenses, and implement as CSV transactions input. So if we go down to here, we're week 4. So we're just wrapping it up. All features should be working. So let's go over here to my GitHub just to review some code. Alright, so my main application, I was at first using this one week 1, 2, and 3 for milestone, or 2 and 3. But I'm actually going to use this one for my final presentation. This is basically my Flash factory app and registration blueprint. And then you go down here, my extension. Oh, let me make this bigger. So you have the extension, the model, the dot routes, transaction dot routes, and int.db are all my back end. My front end is basically all the templates, basically the applications or templates that we're going to use. The base is basically the layout, style, length. The login is, of course, the login, the registration, the dashboard, and then the edit transactions and then add transactions. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and run the folder. But before I get to running it, let's look in here. So basically, this is just my base. It's gonna populate personal finance tracker. I got some pretty cool colors for the design. This one is my edit transaction. So basically, you take the number, it deletes it, should add it again. It generated as a button. I did do the button. At first I did it. It was just, you gotta pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I generated the buttons for that. Also the same with the adding. Got the button working on that one. If we go all the way back, check up on the README, which is basically the same as my HLDD. Just telling you exactly what each function does, how the database, the dashboard works, I'm sorry, and then for my data storage, which is that CSV base. It's also DB for the passcode. So basically, DB is basically for the login and registration mostly. Right, so let's get into it. Minimize that. Open this up for you. Alright, and to run this project, I first have to activate my virtual environment and install dependencies from the required text. So before I do all that, I have to call in my repo and in my file. Hit enter too many times. Alright, and then I have to install my required text. Alright, and that's gonna get everything set up and installed. Alright, and once that installed, I did create a quick cheat code for me to get into my database very quickly without having to continually type a lot of code. And of course, you see my database is initialized successfully. Ooh, and as I was saying earlier, we're going to use that app one to get this loaded. We're just going to copy here. It's not good. Oh, I think I already have one open. Nope, I don't. I shouldn't have did that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so login register. So I already have one, but I'm gonna make a new one just for these spaces. See, wonky colors. I am not a Lakers fan. I'm definitely a Vikings fan. So you get that prompt of registration successful. So now we can log in. Oh, invalid credentials. I put the password in incorrect. Alright. Prompts me to save it. So now we have our dashboard here. So we can start by entering an amount. So we're gonna do income first. I do have a part-time job as a customer service rep, so paycheck. We're gonna add that in. You see that your my charts and graphs populated. It is listed here in the transactions. But we have to pay rent. I paid $1,200 for rent. That is an expense. We're gonna add that in. And also, you see, it jumps and cut it in half for expenses, and the total thing over here is rent because that's an expense we have right now. So I pay $135 for my phone. Oh, that's not using the phone bill. And we're gonna put that as an expense. Add that on. And again, so now you see your phone bill listed. Go back up here. We're gonna add $175. This is for groceries. No, we're gonna say shopping. That is an expense. And I also do Uber Eats on the side, and I make about $350 a week. So we're gonna say Uber Eats check. That's income. As you can see. So this is the categories for your expense, and this is just the buy, basically showing income. I have a little bit more income than expenses, which is great, but I'm pretty sure if I keep going, you can also edit. Yeah, you know what? I think I had 1775.25. We're gonna update that. Now that is updated right here, 25. If you want to just go ahead and delete it, I don't need that. And we're just gonna go at 1800 flat.